Hi everybody, it's Nina from the Happy Hustlers. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we are a husband and wife team of e-commerce entrepreneurs. Today's video is another Money Monday, and today I'm going to go through 10 ways to save more money. And no, these are not going to be stop getting a Frappuccino from Starbucks. These are going to be actual ways that we use and that I think are really helpful to help you save more money. If you like these types of videos, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Every Monday, we put out a money-related video. We also do all kinds of other e-commerce type videos. We are sellers on Amazon, Poshmark, and eBay. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into 10 ways that you can save more money. One of my favorite things to say is everyone talks about getting money, but no one talks about keeping money. And it doesn't matter how much money you get if you don't know how to keep it. I think this is super important because just because you earn a high income doesn't mean you actually end up with a lot of money that you're saving. There are plenty of people who are millionaires but are broke. There are people that earn high incomes but don't save money. You know, who's better off? The person that makes $50,000 a year and saves $10,000, or the guy that makes $1 million a year and only saves $5,000? So I think establishing habits early on to save money are so essential, because just because you make more money does not necessarily mean that you will be saving more money. So the first way to save more money is to automate your savings. So what this means is automatically have the money that you are trying to save transfer into a savings account. From a savings account, you can invest or whatever, but the key here is to get that money out of your checking account and into a savings account that you do not touch. You can automate this in different ways. It works really well to automate it based on when you get paid. So if you get paid on the 15th and the last day of the month, or if you get paid every 2 weeks, the way we have it set up is basically every time we get paid, a certain amount of money is taken from our checking account and put into our savings account. I think this is just so important. This is really paying yourself first, and automating it makes it painless. Once that money is gone, it's gone. It's in a savings account and you can't touch it. I think almost every financial institution has some sort of this automation that you can set up, but it's super helpful. And it just makes you not involved in the process, and it's less painful that way. The second tip on how you can save more money is to use the 30-day rule for large purchases. So what the 30-day rule is if you are considering making a large purchase, wait 30 days before you actually make that purchase. And then once the 30 days are up, do you actually need to make that purchase? Do you actually want to make that purchase still? Honestly, we use this, and a lot of times 30 days later, I don't even remember the item that I was considering purchasing. And this can be for a wide variety of things. It definitely depends on what you consider to be a large purchase. For me, I really consider anything over like $100 to be a large purchase. I am a very cheap person though. And that is, of course, unless it is a necessity. If it's a necessity, then that's a whole different situation. But if you're considering buying a really fancy purse, or, nice pair of shoes, or a new car, that's a very extreme example of a large purchase, wait those 30 days. And again, don't deprive yourself if you can afford certain things, but it's a great way to save more money is just to really wait and think, do I actually want to purchase this item? The third way to save more money is to invest in quality items. And this might seem counterintuitive at first, but when you do the math on this, quality items are always going to last longer and therefore over time cost less money. So simple examples of this are like kitchen stuff. So let's say you're buying pots and pans and you buy something that is somewhat cheap, but then you have to replace it a year later, versus if you could have paid a little bit more and had pots and pans that lasted 10 years. Another good example, I'm sitting on a mattress right now. Well, you should never be cheap on your mattress. I'm a very firm believer on that, because you spend a lot of time on your mattress. But buying a quality mattress that's going to last you longer versus buying a cheaper mattress, which you're going to have to replace, you end up paying more when you have to replace items. And this really goes for everything from your clothes to your shoes to your mattress. And this really ranges from, basic things to more expensive things. So I'm talking, your from your clothes to your car, to your appliances in your house. When you invest in quality items over time, you end up spending less money. The fourth way to save more money is to make more money. And I know you're going to say, well, duh, Nina, duh. But I think this one is just not talked about enough. I really feel like in the world we're living in, it is easier than ever to find ways to make additional income. I don't think in the past, when we didn't have the internet, this was as easy. There's so many different things you can do to make money. You can make money without even leaving your house. So increasing your income is a great way to save more money, as long as you don't also inflate your lifestyle with that. So, I mean, we resell online, we sell on Amazon, Poshmark, eBay. You can sell on any of those platforms. There's things like delivering for Uber Eats, Instacart. There's just so many ways that you can make money now. So increasing your income can also be a possibility. If you have any type of full-time job, or you work for any type of employer, asking for raises, negotiating your salary, stuff like that as well. That is easier said than done, of course, because that's always in the hands of your employer. But any type of side hustle is a great way to increase your income and then save more money. The fifth way to save more money is to review all subscriptions you have to any monthly or annual reoccurring payment. And I'm talking everything from Netflix, Hulu, HBO, to the gym if you don't go, or like I used to have like this monthly massage membership. I could get like one massage a month, and I didn't use it for months, and I was just like, why do I have this? So just reviewing all those things, because they really do add up over time. If you are using them, of course it makes sense, but then also while you're reviewing them, can I cut this down in any sort of way to where it could save me a little extra money? But those things, you don't see them because they're so little sometimes. But then if you don't actually use that service, whatever you're paying for a year, you're just wasting money that you could have been saving. The sixth way that you can save more money is by cooking. And I know this one is so cliche and everyone talks about it, so I apologize, but it's just so true. The cost of buying your own groceries versus eating out is insane when you actually do the math on it. I'm not saying not to eat out at all. Of course, eating out is enjoyable. Like, I love some McDonald's or ordering Domino's or going to a restaurant every once in a while. But cooking at home and preparing all your own meals saves you so much money when you add it up. If you do think that you spend a lot of money eating out, just add it up for 1 month just to see what the difference could be. I did this once back in the day when we were like, I don't know, this is probably like 6 years ago. We were like in our early 20s or whatever. We used to eat out a lot because we lived in more of a city area. And like I added it up 1 month, and I was looking at it and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I spend that much money eating out. And that's when I really started to cook more, and it definitely saves us a lot of money. And I also have learned to really enjoy cooking, so that helps as well. And if you don't enjoy cooking, another alternative that helps you save money is meal prep services. I feel like meal prep services are everywhere right now. A lot of towns have local meal prep services where you can, pay like, I think it's like $4 or $5 a meal, and you get this nice healthy meal that they prepare for you, and you just heat it up. So that's another alternative if you don't like to cook. The seventh way to save more money is to use a budgeting app. There's three that I recommend, and I think are all great. They all have pros and cons, but either of these will work. Mint is a great one. I feel like that's like one of the most popular ones. Personal Capital is another good one. And then the last one is YNAB, which is You Need a Budget. Great name. Any of these three will work. Having a budgeting app and using a budgeting app is so beneficial because it really helps you see where you're spending your money. And I will admit, the first time we used a budgeting app, it was like a slap to the face, because it was like, wow, I spent this much on what this month? And I really think it helps you get control over your spending habits and end up saving more money. I'm a very firm believer in you can't manage what you're not measuring. So if you don't know where your money's going, it's hard to be actually managing that money and saving your money adequately. So any of those three budgeting apps are great. and very, very helpful. And it's an app. They're super easy to use. You just sync them with your bank accounts, and then you can see literally where every dollar that you get is going. The eighth way to save more money is to pay off or pay down any debts that you have. This is super helpful for saving money. One, because if you have any debt that is accruing interest, credit card debts are really good. It's a bad example because it's bad, but it's a good example of this because you incur a lot of interest on credit cards when you're not paying the balance in full every month. Paying this off saves you so much money over time and allows you to save much more money. Same with like if you have a car that you can pay off or any kind of debt like that, student loans, because any debt that you have, paying that off will help you then save that money that you were paying towards that debt. Overall, I think not going into debt is also beneficial to saving money. Of course, there's debt that you have to occur, like mortgages and car loans, super common, student loans, don't really have a choice. But credit card debt, if you can avoid that at all, that'll help you save a lot of money over time. The ninth way to save more money is to save any unexpected money that comes your way. Unexpected money is one, tax returns. Save that tax return. I know people want to go and spend their tax return as they kind of see it as like a gift, but if you can save your tax return every year, you will thank yourself in 10 years of saving your tax returns. Another unexpected income that you could receive is any type of bonuses you get from your job. If you get any type of bonus like that, try to save that if you can. Another good example right now is the stimulus checks that the IRS is giving people. Not everyone, but depending on your income level, based on your tax returns, some people are getting stimulus checks. Save that money if you can, right? Any money that you got that you did not expect or plan on getting, save it. So the 10th way and the last way for this video, I'll definitely be doing a part 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many of videos because I have a lot of tips in this regard. But the 10th way is reduce your major expenses. So what I mean by a major expense is your mortgage, your rent, car payments, insurance payments is a good example, like car insurance, not health insurance. Can't really do much about that. But just take some time, do analysis of this, and look at these payments. For mortgages and rent payments, I'm a firm believer, and this varies by who you look at financially, and people have different opinions on this, but I think that your mortgage should be less than 25% of your household income monthly. And same thing for car payments. Try to keep that low. Really sit down and look, how much of my income is my car payment? I really think that adds up and people don't realize it, especially if you have multiple vehicles. If you can, try to pay off your car payments. That is super, super helpful if you don't have a car payment. But I think rent and mortgage is a big one. If you're renting, it's much easier than if you have a mortgage, right? Selling your house is it's not as easy as moving out of a place that you rent. So you have a lot more flexibility if you are renting to decrease that. But if you do have a mortgage, definitely look at, do you think you're spending more than you should at your mortgage? You can also refinance mortgages. That's a whole nother conversation that I could have a whole video about. That's going to depend on so many different things in your situation, and not every time. Depends on where the market's at and where the mortgage rates are at, depending if it's a good idea to refinance your mortgage or not. But just look at these expenses and see, do these make sense for what my income is? Because major expenses like this can suck up the majority of your income. And then it doesn't matter if you go get a Starbucks Frappuccino once a week. That's not going to help if your mortgage is 75% of what you make a month, right? So definitely look at your major purchases. So that is the 10th reason and the last reason for this video. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. If it was, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.